it's not fully completed, or it was almost coming to a thing. So they wanted to have four bodies: National Accreditation Commission Funding and Financing, and General Education Council for Academic Standards. So this is how the government is planning to bring in those integrations. So if you look at the teacher education and training, of course, they talk about B.Ed courses separately, and they have made it into an integrated program of 1 year B.Ed with 3 years of whatever specialization they want to get into. And for the others, they're talking about continuous professional development. Regular training, professional development opportunities have to be given by every educational institution, and the government is also coming up with lot of, I think AICT is doing it on a weekly basis or even a monthly basis. Lot of internship options and also lot of training on new topics has been happening by AICT and such bodies. So they take that into consideration. Then they talk about recruitment and career path. Okay, so see, we teachers also will be motivated only if we have a career, not teaching as a job. So professional standards are set. Of course, this professional standards are focusing on research and innovation also. That is something that every teacher should take a note of. Because as we have seen in the vision, they want to create new knowledge systems and new knowledge environment that will cater to the changing scenario of technology, and also they want us to not to forget the grassroots culture of this nation, and the knowledge systems that are very much in the from the heritage or the cultural knowledge systems also had to be explored and brought into limelight, and also to suit it to the changing needs. So that way they are talking about professional standards. And today of course the professional standards came into being educational institutions long back, but they're expecting the same with the other educational institutions too. Merit-based promotions. So transparent merit-based career advancement is made mandatory across all the institutions. So this is for us, the teachers. And what is inclusivity and equitable education they're trying to talk is, they want to have gender inclusive education, education for disabled students and adult education also, adult literary programs and lifelong learning. So apart only college education, they're trying to bring in these changes, or they're trying to bring in the standards across these. So how are they going to do it is the question that, okay. The other thing that they're multilingual thing. So when you talk about multilingual, it does not mean educating the students on only one language or educating the children only with one language. They are focusing on 3 languages. So it can be a local language, it can be a foundation language, or it can be their mother tongue and thing. But at least even at school level, they're focusing at 3 languages that a child can learn and become an. And I think it is not new. Most of the states already have 3 language systems and in the schooling. So I don't think they should lose out when they come to the higher education. So they have at least the fundamental language skills at school level for 3 languages in almost all the regions of India. And I think it's better we hold on to that, and in higher education, we promote that instead of not giving them an opportunity to develop the languages that they are good at the higher education level. Because language is a must and it's a means of livelihood for many of for students in long run. So that is exactly what they are trying to ensure, and in the new curriculum that is based on NEP. So when you look at it, and the other thing they are saying is they are giving autonomy but accountability. This is something that we all should enjoy. The new education policy is because of education quality. They want to assure educational quality. And the education quality can be assured on two things. Okay, if they don't give an autonomy to the educational institutions, uh, I think they have a positive trust on educational institutions, that if the autonomy is given to the educational institutions, they will see that the educational quality is retained. And at the same time, they want the educational institutions to be accountable and administratively. So they're bringing in two things: how to bring in academic and administrative autonomy. They have spelled out rules. I mean, the methodology or the operation or the guidelines they have already given. And most educational institutions have also implemented, and they have they have internal quality assessments, and they also have accreditations, etc. Transparent governance is another thing that they want to ensure. The next is they don't want the educational institutions to function as in isolation. They want some type of inter-institutional collaborations, and they want to look at educational institutions as clusters. What is blur? The PowerPoint?
Unable to see the PPT.
Unable to see the
PPT. PPT is not visual.
okay. Is this okay now?
No, not yet.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We can see.
So they want to create clusters of educational institutions. I think for those who have traveled thing, we had been clusters earlier, and if you look at say for example Oxford University or Cambridge University, or okay, already are clusters, or Bharatiya University, or thing. We are all clusters, regional clusters under an university, isn't it? It's not something that is new. The pattern is old. But across these clusters, they want some shared resources. They want to promote some collaborations within the universities for both teaching, learning, research, and innovation, etc. Okay, so might be when you look at it, role of school, if you see, we think that between our universities and affiliated colleges, Oxford University or Cambridge University is in Oxford University, all the colleges which belong to an Oxford are in a same complex. Okay, big. It's an education wherein all the colleges are in the same area also. They all okay. So might be in long big educational complexes, wherein even Dubai has the same model, and UCL, or if you look at California University, of California University, the community colleges of the region, likewise they bring in. It is a global standard that they are trying to bring in, and these complex or clusters should focus on shared resources. Okay, that is the main thing that they are trying to focus on. This is not 100% new, but okay, they're trying to bring in a mechanism wherein the intra-institutional collaborations can happen. These days, any of funds that comes, they don't give it to a single institution. They prefer to have more institutions working together to the funding. So likewise, they want to have share resources and infrastructure also. It's education per se. So when you look at education per se, I think we always remember Vivekananda. Education is about developing the wholesome development of humankind. Okay, and when you look at education or talents for students, I think somebody asked, will it enhance the quality of education? Yes. The one reason is be taken into consideration all the 5 elements of talents of students. Say talent of somebody, it involves their knowledge, their skills, their value systems, and also the contribution that they can. Okay, when an individual can all the skills, all these things within a person, then we mean to say, okay, and they are not looking at only students with knowledge or only students with skills or only students with commitment. They want a bundle of these skill sets or competencies within a student. So any student should have knowledge, skill, values, commitment, and contribution.
Ma'am, you're not able to hear me. Ma'am,
They to bring all the 5 components into the curriculum. Okay, they wanted to bring some components develop the knowledge of the students, some components develop the skill sets, some components wherein you can self-learning modality and them committed to the cause on their objects. Okay, and they also try to create systems which are very much think we all know that Indian knowledge systems has become a part of the curriculum, environmental management, disaster management, such things, waste management, what is good, and also have the programs in sports, and all these are again a part of the curriculum. Okay, they have thought very deeply into all the components. So they said even at an undergraduation level, students should think about a small project and they should try to bring something to the society or something to the knowledge system. Then speaking, almost they're trying to, it's a very task within a period of 3 years to develop this. But in higher education, cannot scratch. I think that we should understand. Their schooling, they have certain value system and they have certain. I mean, they're already committed because I the school exams, write their exams, etc. Commitment has been imbibed into them, and all contributions is something that they're trying to bring. Okay, how to apply all that they have learned in that 17 years, and then apply it, and then contribution is something that is totally a new area in the higher education. But otherwise, the knowledge, value system, and commitment is of the balance sheet from the schooling systems. That's why NEPA has also brought in reforms in the schooling systems. Okay. Clarifications required so far. So what is this? This is where the role of a teacher comes into a major part. Okay. Planning and development. I should contribute to this planning and development for us to understand what roles we are going to play in the life of the students. It is not the of only a set group of people to contribute to the curriculum planning and development. So when you the curriculum planning and development, this is planning and development. They have called graduate attributes. Okay, so this graduate attributes qualification describers pro and outcomes. Maybe many a times even I have felt for this program outcomes, course outcomes, whether the students are able to these various graduate attributes, qualify outcomes or course outcomes, etc. Are we able to relate? Are they able to relate to them like how we as developers have related us? Might be this scenario for years. We all know how they in schools have changed. Okay, I think the boards of education. Okay, we have more international boards, central, the state board education. So we are going. See, we cannot let the out of the state board scenario, isn't it? I think it should always be a blend of books into a college education. So when we have to meet out thing, we cannot talk about averages. Meeting out the requirement of average student. Okay, that should be a type of a differentiation. Give an extra opportunity to students who are much, who have more competencies or capabilities. Even a state education student, all of them are not in the same level. So if a student has more competencies, if a student can do better, okay, the present education system does not have an opportunity for these students. But the new education policy is thinking about them also. And it is also thinking about students who cannot have affordability to continue a 3-year program continuously. Okay, maybe financially they are not able to take up a 3-year program, but they want to complete a certificate for 2 years, then come and rejoin again and complete the course and then take a degree. Okay, so they're also thinking about all levels of student from various sector, and that's why the multiple exit option is being given. So what about students who have more capabilities, who have more competencies? That is where your academic bank of credit comes into existence or play. If your institution becomes a member of academic bank of credit, an intelligent or a student who aspires so much, okay, to gain lot of knowledge, can always take up courses that are accepted in the academic bank of credit. Okay, it can be on a platform, or it can be a collaborative mode, or it can be on a mode, and they can complete those credits, and they can get extra credits. Okay, so the students who have better competencies, better intelligence, they're not left out of the education system. They don't get deviated. They can make the best use of it with the guidance of the teachers, and they can excel better in the education during that 3 years or 4 years or even 5 years of their education. This is a very, very positive move. Thing. The second is, if suppose, see, the government is encouraging institutional exchange of students within the institutions. So if your education institution can have a tie-up with IIT, they can go with or even the prime institutes in India. You can give an opportunity for your bright students, take one course there or a credit there, and then come and present it for their degree, and they can get their degrees, or it can stay in their academic bank of credit, and they can show it for their employment, they can show it for their higher education, they can show it for, I mean, they have lot of advantage, so that they are not deviated away from the thing called talent development or education. That is one. The second is, we all know that the students are quite, I mean, they have two things on board. Any group of student, they have something called a career, and what they should be learning for their career on one hand. On the other hand, they all have their passion. Okay, maybe music is a passion, but music cannot become a career. Okay, music cannot become a career. So how do you cater to such students? They should not lose interest. They should have a career. At the same time, they have to pursue their passion. Okay, that's why they bring in such interdisciplinary options of credit gaining. And this is not new. See, for example, why this and what is your knowledge in technology or something can be always an option. Recently, I heard from one of the speakers who came and addressed our students, saying that a person who was a computer thing had a passion for agriculture. Okay, and she's called Kavita Mishra. You can even Google and see on her. He said he was very astonished the way this girl had, and she's into planting trees and grooming. Okay, so what she did was, the teak and sandalwood trees, etc., have a lot of government regulations. One, and it is always prone to theft, isn't it? So she put a small chip into the tree, so that if it is cut and if it is carried, she linked it to a GPS connection also. So that when there's a theft or something, if it is carried, she can track it easily. So this is the combination of technology or your education for career and your passion. You can always apply your education for what career into your passion. So to facilitate this balance, they have brought in this interdisciplinary approach. And as I said, it has started some, I think, 18 years back, and now they have come to bring it into the thing. Next is, there are a lot of sector-specific talents. Okay, so apart from the generalized knowledge, they need to have sector-specific talents. Earlier, it was functional, even in an MBA program or in a commerce program or in an engineering program. For example, engineering program, the first year they learn all the core papers, but in the second year they take into the functional areas like computer science or thing. So today in computer science, there are various domains. If you take mechanical, there is various domains. If you take automobile, there is various domains. So how do you, if suppose a student wants to specialize in one of those domains, okay, even in physics, there is a domain, applied physics, nanophysics, even battery and battery related things that has become a specialization based on the industry. Okay, even any industry we can talk about automation, process reengineering. Okay, and so see, there was a course always in the international levels on industrial engineering. Okay, it's just a management of industries. So many of the students who did BE went and did MS in industrial engineering. Okay, they wanted to know the process, automation, they wanted to know the thing, etc. So to meet such requirements, the curriculum brought in also something called sectoral specialization. But all said and done, they wanted to specify the graduate attributes. So what are these graduate attributes that can be thought about? Okay. About graduate attributes, it is disciplinary knowledge, communication skills, critical thinking, problem solving, analytical reasoning. So these are the things that they have specified. So when you look into it, see, disciplinary knowledge, as I said, knowledge is a mandatory thing for a talent. They have already brought in that. Skills, see, they did not stop with the fundamental skill. They started to think about, of course, they have knowledge. How are they going to apply it? How are they going to get more skills, more knowledge? Okay, this is again acquiring more knowledge in the area that you have excelled or got your degree is much more important. So they started to think about these also. Okay, critical thinking. How do you identify a problem and apply the knowledge to solve the problem? Analytical reasoning. Okay, research related skills. So all this they wanted to have to see that there is learning. It's not just teaching. There is a part of learning among the students so that in the future they can go learn on their own whatever changes happen in the society. Then they talk, as I said, certain value systems. Okay, so we have knowledge, skills. So when you look at value systems, of course, teamwork, okay, scientific reasoning, reflective thinking, self-directed learning, all this is both values, and they come into commitment also. So they talk about information and digital literacy is a commitment for all the students. We cannot say no to that. Self-directed learning, it's again a commitment. Multicultural competency, every student should commit themselves to acquire this when they are in the degree or thing. Moral and ethical awareness and reasoning. Okay, and what do they contribute? Be leadership ready, and they should have all the leadership qualities to contribute, and also they should have lifelong learning. So when you look at it, the whole learn or the graduate attributes have been thought about and well presented. And every time when we sit and formulate a curriculum, I feel as when I formulate a curriculum for a program, I'm able to see that all the talent components that are required for the students can be addressed with our curriculum formulation itself. And I think this is exactly what we expect from the younger generation student, faculty members. You have much more knowledge. You are much more, and I think you are going to do simply wonderful in the new educational policy arena. It is going to be development and your students' development. So what I suggest is don't fear about a change. Adjust yourself and you're going to be successful. This is the thing that I wanted to say. So when we get into the framework, when we start learning about the framework, get confidence. Okay, so this is about the new student attribute. As I said initially, attributes is addressed with the qualification describers. So when you look at about the qualification describers, of course, I had just copy pasted here from the thing. They're talking about designing, approving, assessing, and reviewing the academic programs. We already have very good programs, no doubt about it. So, as an educator, see, I will just discuss my practical knowledge as to how we formulate a curriculum. So, when we float a program, see, we are floating a program to attract students on one side. On the other side, when they finish their 5 years program, they should have a good career in thing. So, when you look at career per se, they have career in government for developing games and even in an e-commerce environment, a language Tamil student is required. In mass communication, a Tamil student is required. So today, every industry requires all type of disciplines. That's what I'm trying to say. They need engineers, they need physics background students, chemistry background. See, today physics, chemistry, and mathematics becomes fundamental for all applications, and also biology and life sciences. No AI application can be designed without the knowledge of the discipline specific knowledge of the people. That's why IT firms pick up students from engineering background, physics background, or thing. Okay, they're trying to convert those into a software, embedded technology, or whatever it be it. But of course, there is another scenario wherein this has not been understood by the school level people or even the graduates, and lot of core admissions these days. But I think as educators, we need to most spread this message that even the core courses like physics, chemistry, languages, mathematics, or life sciences have lot of opportunities. Provided in the last semester, we make them all applied. So certain courses as applied physics, applied chemistry. Okay, and we should, that is the sector specific that we bring using any. A physics student can specialize in robotics technology or something like that, which will make that even more specialized. So this is a big challenge that we are going to face, and qualification describers are going to talk about what is the experience, what is the procedure that we are going to follow, what is the disciplinary knowledge, and what are the competencies that we have to think, and how many credits should be given to each of this, and how are the credits awarded to the students. Okay, what is the assessment, be the rubrics, everything need to be planned in your qualification describers. And of course, after that, we move on to the program learning outcomes. See, program learning outcomes, we all face a challenge. For example, when you look at it, the program itself is a challenge. Many a times, what programs to start in an institute? Okay, today we BCom with AI, BCom data sciences, yes, of course, they're all acceptable because you're going to have a minor focus on data science or analytics or something. But is this nomenclature acceptable by the University Grants Commission? This is something that we all look at academicians, because the students should, especially with the Academic Bank of Credit, we start planning from the nomenclature of the program. If we are engineering or MBA programs, we look at the AICTE nomenclatures and we think, okay, which one can we adapt? Okay, so that is the first and foremost exercise that we do in a program design and development thing. So what is in demand and what will be the outcome? Okay, demand sustain, and how are we going to meet the demand sector is the question that we ask ourselves as designers of the program. So after looking at the program, of course, the more demanding program is started by all the institutions. Of course, they want to capture all the attention of the students. They want to cater to the students. Fine. But what goes inside the program again matters. Are the programs designed to suit the title of your program? That is what is called program learning outcomes. Okay. See, when we put mechanical engineering, in a case of engineering, it is different. When we put physics and when we put have a program on applied physics, there are two in, the curriculum should meet at least 40% of applied physics subjects or mathematics, and we say mathematics with data science. Okay, what proportion of the program outcome should be mathematics? What proportion of the program should be data science? Similarly, in our BCom programs, okay, we say minor. So, to address this issue, I think the new NEP gave us some type of a guideline. They said every program can have a major specialization and a minor specialization. Okay, because in our education environment, whether it is UGC or anything or for appointment, we have to get equivalence. So when we try to get equivalence, this problem arises. Okay, to what extent should be the core papers? See, we even face every time BCom program, BCom CA, BCom BA, etc. When they go for a government job or when they go for a teaching job, they ask for an equivalence. So the general rule is at least the 80% of the papers should be core and the 20% of your credit should be on the specialization that you're going to offer. If it is computer applications, then you can talk about Tally ERP. You can talk about e-commerce HTML or something in a BCom CA program, something like that. Okay, so to facilitate that, even in engineering curriculum, I think Sir was asking about is NEP applicable for engineering curriculum. NEP is being translated by AICTE into minor specializations, major specializations, integrated programs and BWork programs also from the engineering sector. Okay, so this is understanding of your program learning outcome. So, of course, they say this program learning outcomes, we always relate it to the attributes. There are two things here again. See, when we talk about a program, the understanding of us when we work in IQAC or NEP or NAC, etc. is BA is a program, BCom is a program, BE is a program. Okay, they don't say BE computer science is a program. They don't say BCom tax is a program. Then what is this? So all commerce students have a specific outcome. Understand? Then we move on to program specific outcomes. That means that the same outcome of the program BE in an applied way, we put it to the for mechanical engineering, few change specific to mechanical engineering. What is it? Specific to other computer science engineering, what is it? Or even specific to BCom, what it is, and specific to. So generally in most institutions, we have program learning outcomes and also program specific learning outcomes. Okay. Then I think we are all used to this word called subject. See, the subjects have to be formulated, not only the outcome. We'll have to look into the program, first the program title. I mean, if you say you're offering mechanical engineering with robotics, as I said, first we will decide what percentage of credit should be on robotics, what percentage of should be with mechanical engineering. or BCom CA, or physics with some nanotechnology, or physics with chemistry with applied chemistry, biotech and bioinformatics. There are so many combinations, even psychology and clinical psychology, food science and nutrition with dietetics. So you have, so most of the courses will have two specializations. So when you look at it, yes, Nagesh, sir, do you have a question? Thank you all for telling that I am able to deliver clearly. Okay, I'm just sharing my experience when we sit in the forum of syllabus formulation. Yes, what's your question? You can put it in the chat box or you can ask.
Ma'am, like I have a question. Like being
Yeah.
a student, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So hello, ma'am. I'm Sukrullah Sheikh, and like my question is like, NA has already been introduced. Like we have seen that, like, and many challenges are there. So one of the challenges like teaching skill, like just to implement like those syllabus or new curriculum into into our syllabus, like into existing syllabus, it is one of the difficultest one. So
Yes.
do teachers really possess those kinds of skills? Like when we combine different subjects and want to teach students, like those teachers really those kinds of skills? And
Yeah,
even
that
if
is one challenge. I think these are all two thing challenges that they need transformation will face. See, for example, it's not only the education industry, so you don't have to worry. Okay, we are all in the process of acquiring skills, even as teachers, even as administrators. We are all in the process of, we cannot see 100% result immediately. See, even with industries today, suddenly AI is come into it, but how many industries are prepared with digitalization? Am I am I addressing you? So you don't have to worry about it. We have to take baby steps and move on and achieve what is expected for to meet the future generation requirement. Okay, it time in terms of talents of teachers, in terms of things like that, it will take some time. Okay, and that's why teacher training is important. Lot of administrative changes also will come into existence, and the support systems have to be very high for this system to become very successful. And I think from time to time, we as administrators or academicians, we have to focus on such things, and we have to give you the skill sets or the resources for the teachers also. Even resources, we don't even have the resources. When we talk about IT or thing, okay, are we having enough bandwidths? Are we having enough internet connectivity in remote parts of the country? Or even in cities during the peak time, what is the cost of education when we go fully technology enabled? These are all things that will be addressed in a slow phase. This is just the beginning. I am sure for us to see the results of any will take at least another 3 to 4 years. Uh, I hope I have answered your question. Who decides the program outcome? Generally, because it's a program called BCom or BSc or something, it can be a common platform which brings in the program outcome. There can be a committee in any institution. There can be curriculum development committee, and that committee will give the program thing, which, because we are a deemed university, we have this advantage. We take it to the board of studies, and the board of studies suggestions we give it to the again to the committee, and sometimes the things get modified, and then we do. But many a times, this does not happen if you are working in an industrial university thing. So the syndicate or the university decides. I think in that case, as teachers, we only have to do with our pedagogy or the way we teach and the way we engage the students. I think the autonomy should be exercised there. If you are in an university setup and if you have to follow the thing. Okay. Um, yes. So NAP, of course, it has got an impact and we have to adapt it. And it is a positive change. There is no doubt about it. And this positive change, the institutions have already developed. I think when we had choice-based credit system, that came before, say, 10 years, if to my knowledge, the institutions or the university system started to create a choice-based credit system. The same choice-based credit system is developing a thing. See, such operational issues has to be addressed by the institutions and by in partnership with the government. Okay. Otherwise, the survival of the institutions will become questionable in long run. So that again matters. Okay, whether we want to survive, because I do not know, some of the cities today face this problem that they're not getting the cream students, or they're not even getting the very good marks, students with very good marks into the system. I think even prime institutions in some cities are facing this problem because they have not addressed the requirements of the students, or they have not branded themselves within the right way. So students would like to go out of the region and take their education. When it comes to at least the postgraduate education, it might be a cultural change to us. Might be the regional education institutions have failed to meet the requirements of that's why I said we have been always talking about the bottom of the pyramid and the average student. We have never tried to address the students with good competencies. When we don't do that, then I think the institution loses some good students, some good placements, good career prospects, and good branding. Okay. So this is something that course learning outcomes. When we prepare the courses itself, we should be careful. Okay, as I said, I really appreciate the way the new learning-based outcome frameworks have been designed and given. At least I looked into the commerce because I developed an undergraduate BBM retail management curriculum, and we tried to implement it. The challenges are many, we would not say, because it starts right from the credit pattern. See, today the credit is for theory 1 hour of credit, for tutorials 1 hour of credit, but for practicals 2 hours is equal to 1 credit. So when we want to meet the credit requirements or the standard of credit requirements itself, the number of teaching hours or the number of faculty requirement into a program is very high. 1. 2 is, they say electives are compulsory even at an undergraduate level, and they don't stop with one type of elective. I think I will present the BCom syllabi with a link, and I'll tell you what is the expectation with most of the courses. So when you look at it, okay, I'm just showing you one thing which talks about what is the credit requirement for under LOCF. And look at the requirements that they have spelled out. Of course, they have given the learning thing. To adapt itself, we need a lot of knowledge in this area. So when you look into it, program outcomes for core courses they have given. Okay, you can't simply copy paste the syllabi and start following, because as you said, if you do that, you have lot and lots of challenges in terms of everything that you are. So you'll have to think ahead, look into it, understand, and then see to what extent you can implement it. Okay, and in what phases you can implement it is again another thing. So this is how the semester is being presented. They even give a framework wherein they say there is something called ability enhancement compulsory courses. They have core courses, they have language, okay, and those courses are again divided into lecture, tutorial, practical, credits, and marks. Okay, and if you look at the electives per se, you have a lot to learn from when you look into the curriculum. Example of thing, this is how they say. Compulsory core courses, the total credit is 60 credits. They have discipline specific elective courses, that is 24. Discipline specific means, see, in commerce there can be marketing, there can be taxation, there can be insurance and banking, there can be finance or something like that. Similarly, every mechanical also they can have certain disciplines within the engineering, mechanical engineering. Within any course, physics they can have certain disciplines. Life sciences they can have disciplines like genetics or I mean genetics. A lot of allied health things they can have as disciplines. So that is taken into consideration, and they want students to have 4 papers across the 3 semesters for the discipline with 24 credits. Then, of course, language 1 and 2, they have given generic electives. Generic electives mostly address the electives that the students can pick from the other special. So they give them an opportunity. If a student is interested in music or dancing or anything, they can just pick those generic electives and they can excel or execute their passion in whatever they want to do. They have given some 12 credits for such generic electives. Some of the generic electives are even specified, what a commerce department can offer or what anything. So today, see, everybody wants to learn data sciences. Everybody wants to learn AI applications. So such brought into the generic, at least the awareness. What is happening in those areas can be given. So then they have, this is a very interesting part in that, skill enhancement courses. See, Government of India long back developed this skill councils of India. Okay. For example, when I looked into retailing, I got 2 councils, sector skill councils. One was the sector skill council for retailing. The other was sector skill council for logistics and logistics management. And when I went into that sector skill course, a tremendous learning for me, because the sector skill courses that they offer is just 500 rupees, very small short courses. They also say if they learn that paper, what they can become in future. So it needs the students. See, there is something called the skill enhancement sector. Whichever sector you want to specialize, go do your self-learning. That's what sometimes the students want to be more focused into certain skills or sectors which they can acquire using the skill enhance. In fact, I found it as a big challenge because the LOCF says we have to find a sector skill concept which is more suitable to our environment and then train the students in that sector. So for commerce, we found banking and insurance, retailing. Likewise, we could find out. And to be frank, lot of things were brought. And we had also skill enhancement courses and credit courses. Okay, I think the time is up, and I have also completed most of it.
Ma'am,
Yes. Do you have any
Ma'am,
doubts? You can ask now.
ma'am, it was a really nice session, ma'am. And you have gave information that all institutions and faculty should be a change agent. Really, it is a need, ma'am. Then and next the thing I have got that educational graph is going upward in the current scenario. Thereby, the bridge between the industries, education institution, and alpha generation should be gapped, ma'am. That is the thing which is the need of our. And next is that you gave the importance of education, career, and the passion, and moreover the importance of multidisciplinary approach. It was very nice session, ma'am, and I enjoyed really, ma'am. Now over to
Anybody
you.
has some questions? You can also.
Have any questions from the participants?
Of course, they have been asking about the challenges. In fact, the challenges are many. First and foremost, for us to understand what they mean and how to go about it is totally a lot of hours. And as Sir asked, how are we going to get the resources or knowledge as teachers? How are we going to train them? Because we all know that we already have too much of workloads and thing. But what to do? We have to keep. We are in a profession where knowledge updation is required. That was the second challenge. The infrastructural capacity management challenges are there for the administrators. Of course, it gives a lot of freedom, so we can utilize the capacity. There is both advantage and also disadvantage. If we can plan properly, we can utilize the capacity of the infrastructure and for 24/7. That is facilitated by NAP, provided the institutions get the proper human resource support. Okay. The challenges are for the students itself. Difficult to take decisions, and when the exit policies come, we are not very sure how many students will stay. See, one challenge that we faced is this is long back when we were offering a diploma program, and wherein the diploma students can finish their first year and come have a lateral entry for a PG program. Okay, it was not here but elsewhere. When such programs were offered, suddenly we brought in a rule for lateral entry. Even the mark sheet became a challenge for us. Okay, in the mark sheet we had given diploma in thing. We have given a degree certificate also diploma. So a person who takes a break gets 2 degrees. Isn't it? So even that operational challenge we faced. How are we going to address this? Okay, and so then after that we said that for that program we will not specify the mark sheet is for what. Okay, we just put BCom. Okay, whether it is a diploma, certificate or anything, it is determined later in their degree certificate. So, see, this is one thing, that decision we are not able to take when we sit in the forums and think, how are we going to issue the when you have a lateral exit? Okay, after first year, we should give them the mark sheet for certificate. Then we should make it for diploma. Then we should make it for degree. This is something that we are still working on. Operational bottlenecks will be there and we have to address. And of course, the stalwarts will guide us and we can address it also. Because we offered BWalk, we had this thing. Okay, how are we going to address this issue? Yes, Navi, Anand Navi, Chitta Anand Navi. Any questions?
Ma'am, it is that whatever you have explained, ma'am.
Mm.
Because presently I'm working in this Maharashtra
Yes.
under the Shivaji University.
Yes.
But the choice of in our Karnataka and similarity to that Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, the choices are different.
Yes.
But here in our Karnataka, there is a system, ma'am. For example, the BSc students can study that 3 subjects, CBZ, PCM like that.
Yes.
But here it's totally is different, ma'am.
Yes.
If the student should go through the only one way, means is it applicable in this way? Fundamental means you can call that a NEP.
See, they're giving us the autonomy. Okay. See,
Yes.
what they're telling us, it's multidisciplinary. You already have a system for multidisciplinary.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually,
And when you get
the
into
student-
academic bank of credits, their credits are going to go sit there. So it is
Okay.
understood that they are multidisciplinary. That is one
Okay.
advantage of academic bank of credits.
that only, ma'am. We are in confusion only. Because the student should go through the only one way only. Because he took the chemistry means he want to study only chemistry after completion, up to degree.
Mm.
But in Karnataka, it is totally different, na, ma'am. Means 3
Yeah,
subject,
that-
he can go through any one PG.
See, even here we have a double major and triple major. See, that is the problem. That's why I said when it is a minor and major specialization, even admissions are becoming an issue. See, for example, when we had a double major, botany and zoo was together as life sciences. But the students who completed a life sciences and when they didn't, I mean, getting admission into other universities. Okay, some wanted to go to botany, some wanted to go to zoology, means they could not do it. So for that, they are trying to bring the uniformity. Those are the issues that we face.
Yes, ma'am. The students are
Cross-pay.
facing the problems at present
Yeah.
in our
It's
colleges.
going to be a big challenge only. That is quite a thing.
Yeah, the student
Because,
should only follow the only one way. One subject means he will not get chance to learn other subject, na, ma'am.
No, they are allowed to learn other subjects.
Yeah, as a OE, IKS.
Yes.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
NEP is trying to facilitate that, but
Okay.
Operationally, I think they've just given us the fundamental guidelines. It will
Yes,
go
ma'am.
a long way.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
It will take another, I don't know,
Yeah, it will take
it's
some
a
time.
long-term process.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay. Okay, thank you,
I,
ma'am.
I expect such patterns to be successful. Might be to know whether it is successful or not itself will take another 3 years at least.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
Even the regional. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That is the one advantage of academic bank of credit that I personally feel.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And I think in long run, their admissions can happen based on their academic bank of credit scores.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Ma, for giving me such an opportunity to interact with all of them. I'm so happy.
Really, we are too happy,
Because,
ma'am. Now over to the
yes.
MOC. Over to the MOC desk.
Thank you all.
Now I call upon Dr. A. Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, International Business, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's my great privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this 5 days National Virtual FTP on the topic of integrating National Education Policy 2020 into higher education, strategies for faculty development and curriculum innovation. First, I would like to thank our management for giving us a permission to organize this 5 days National Virtual Faculty Development Program. Next, I would like to thank our beloved Principal Dr. A. Ponnusamy, sir, who support us in all our endeavors. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our today's eminent resource person, Professor Dr. Chitramani ma'am, Dean, School of Commerce and Management, Sri Avinash Lingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore, for being with us and presenting the views on the concept of curriculum design and interdisciplinary approaches. Ma'am, really thank you so much for your informative session. It was a really excellent session, ma'am. Next, I thank Dr.
Thank you.
P. Arvind Samitra, Head of the Department, Commerce IB, and Dr. P. Sarathamani, ma'am, Head of the Department of BBA, who make such a great effort to organize this 5 days virtual FTP on the topic of national education policy, as the national education policies plays a major role in the current situation. Next, I would like to thank all the faculty members of Hindustan College of Arts and Science and from other colleges for their support and active participation in this virtual faculty development program. Once again, thank you one and all. Thank you. The feedback link has been posted in the WhatsApp group and Google Meet link. Kindly fill the feedback link. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Ramani ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all. Good day.
Thank you all, ma'am.